years of this Liberal NDP costly coalition, grocery prices are up 27%. Gas prices are up 40%, and now new data from Equifax shows that credit card debt is up too. The average Canadian now has $4,300 on their credit card, the highest on record since the last recession. Why are these Liberals using their carbon tax to inflate the price of everything, punishing families and forcing them to take on more debt just to get by?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, I am really glad to have the chance to talk about our carbon rebates and our policies on credit cards, because today we announced that later this month, thanks to our government's negotiations with credit card companies, the fees that small businesses have to pay are going down. That is good news for small businesses across the country. And you know what else is good news? Small businesses are going to get big carbon rebates. That member of Parliament, like me as an Ontario MP, an Ontario business with 10 employees is going to be getting
The Honourable Member from Thornhill.
Speaker, this might be the only person left in the world that thinks paying more tax makes you richer and somehow stops climate change. The carbon tax isn't about the environment, and it's certainly not about affordability. It's about getting more money for her spending addiction. Even Catherine McKenna admits that their plan was always to spend your money. It's clear that they've run out of money. They're going to raise the tax over and over again to 61 cents a litre as 2 million people use a food bank. How many more people will face poverty before they reverse course?
The Honourable Minister of the Environment and Climate Change.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I will give them a number: 69 million cars in avoided pollution. That's our number, Mr. Speaker. That's my number. That's our number on this side of the House. If we listened to them, we would do nothing to fight climate change. Pollution would be even worse. Emissions would be 41% higher than what we've been doing. We're working to fight climate change. We're working to support Canadians, to create the economy of the 21st century. They have nothing to offer, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Foothills.
The NDP Liberals are desperately trying to convince Canadians that they're better off paying a higher and higher carbon tax. But the truth hurts. It appears that food inflation isn't a global issue, it's an NDP Liberal issue. Right. According to the food professor, because of the carbon tax, wholesale food prices in Canada are up 34% in every single category. And wholesale food prices in Canada are 37% higher than they are in the United States. Again, because of the carbon tax. Exactly. Will the Prime Minister just admit he was wrong about his carbon tax and call a carbon tax election?
Let's go. The Honourable Minister for the Environment and Climate Change.
Mr. Speaker, it seems that Conservatives are now starting to listen to economists, and they quoted Trevor Toombs. Well, let's say what Trevor Toombs has to say about carbon pricing and price on food, Mr. Speaker. And I quote, "While concern around affordability is clearly warranted, climate policies are not a significant driver of the rising cost of living, nor will removing policies such as carbon pricing materially improve the situation." Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable from Foothills.
The NDP Liberals just can't handle the truth. And the truth is Canadians are being forced to food banks in record numbers. And even the Liberal member from Winnipeg North said when you attribute the increase in food prices of 34% to the carbon tax, that's absurd. But the food professor's own data shows the Liberals are wrong. That's right. What is absurd is increasing the carbon tax when 9 million Canadians don't know when their next meal is coming from. Exactly. Will the Prime Minister admit their tax plan is this carbon tax, call a carbon tax election so Canadians could put food on the table?
The Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And being a farmer myself, I know what it's like for farmers to be on the front line of climate change. Our farmers face devastating storms like Hurricane Fiona, which tore down barns, killed cattle. We have floods, fires right across the country. This is the reason, one of the reasons why food prices are so high. We put a price in pollution that works, Mr. Speaker. And also, my honourable colleague, in his riding, his average farmer will receive $1,800 a year in carbon rebate. I know the Conservative Party.
Gonna have.
The honourable member